I want to say something about these domestic shootings because Anton Daniels, he's like very huge on pointing out things that happen in the Midwest, particularly in Chicago, like all the sprees of shootings and stuff like that. Like, to me, that stuff be highly charged with, emotionalism to the point where, like, it's not about um, you wanting to keep the neighborhood. You wanted to, you know, take care of the community. So you're doing it in revenge of, you know, some social justice or some social referendum. It's never about that. Like, it's always about, it's like a thought in the back of your head about, a woman. Like, and I noticed that because it's like, if you have all these offices uh, set up, if you have all these offices set up in the communities where you can just go to this community and have outreach, even to the point where like you get a passport or something like that and you just leave, those things are readily available to anyone who wants to, leave a situation that's bad for them. So like people who stay in the community and they continue to like grab onto violence and use violence as an excuse because they, a dice game went wrong, or, someone, stepped on my shoes, or any type of thing, any type of stink meaner thing, right? Stink meaner. Any type of stink meaner thing, right? You notice again, it's about someone is having a moment where in the back of their mind they're thinking like, this woman is about to leave me, or I can't get a woman, or it's something in the back. They have to get publicity, or they have to get recognition through the fact that a woman is not taking them seriously, you know. And this is I can't really read a woman's mind because some of the things that they do is just, it's for, because if they want a man, right, they can get a man. It's just that simple, right? It's like the things that even a woman do, right, as far as like getting into domestic situations where like it's not needed. A lot of that stuff is for, Facebook posts. A lot of that stuff is for, and this is another reason why I kind of like, if I do use Facebook, it's for something about social justice. Like, I'm not on there just to be on there, just to, mingle with people and meet people. Like, I don't think nobody who wants to do good in the community is, using the internet purely just for that. They're on the internet because, they want to raise awareness. And even then, like, it doesn't work, right? Because you have so many people with, a poor disposition in this world that, everything that you try to do and everything that other people try to do, it never works. Because everything is about money. Everything is about, like, money will make you happy. It won't. Everything is about, clickbait. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing in, like, right now, nothing in this world is about, technological advancement. Nothing in the world is about that right now. You look at how you have NASA, right? They don't have, offices in the hood. Like, they don't have offices where like the youth can go to and kind of get away from that mother, get away from that father. You know what I'm saying? All of that negativity and drama that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, like, as much investment as people put into these programs, like, they don't just figure out, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that, maybe they don't do it. Like, it's so many, like, you look at Detroit, right? It's so many fields, where it's just like abandonments, where you can tie the abandonment down and just put a field office up for, a federal program or something like that. Like, you can put a NASA office in the hood. Kids can go there and, they could see like, wow, all of this stuff is really happening now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Demcat, he was just talking about this. He was saying that, there's not enough technology advancement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. You would think like we would be in a future where we're riding in cars that can fly to the moon. And we're just not there yet because they're holding this information back. They're holding this technology back. And they don't want people to be free. You know what I mean? Because if they really wanted people to be free and they didn't want violence on the earth, they'll just say, you know what? Release this by this date. Release this by this date. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, start putting it in the chain. Start putting it in the chain markets so people can start getting these gadgets, these devices, you know, these necessities, these tools, and they can start to see like, you know what, it is easy to advance to a human age where everything is, you know, in the digital format, you know, as if that's really needed, right? Because humans don't treat humans like if there's a hidden government, right? If the Illuminati sees that, you know, these people, they can't handle themselves, not just yet, they can't handle themselves. If they see that, then it's like they're not going to give you something that's going to advance civilization forward because you're going to tear it up, you know. So, you know, it's, to me, like, I'm constantly thinking about, you know, how can we better treat the problems that are plaguing not necessarily bad people, but good people. You know what I mean? Like, because good people, they have money and they don't have money. You know what I'm saying? And if they do have money, they work hard for it. So, you know what I mean? Like, and you don't necessarily have to give everything back. You can just go throughout the neighborhoods because now, so they see everything, they hear everything. You know, me speaking right now somewhere, you know, outside of my teeth, as I mentioned in the previous videos, teeth and mineralizing. They hear everything through the satellites and the radio communication towers. So if someone is talking through a program like this, you know, which is a batteryless gadget, you know, which is an iPhone, right? They see what I'm saying, they hear what I'm saying, and they see me every time that I pick my phone up. They see everything that I'm doing. So if you see that, you know, I'm using my phone and you see that you can record what I'm saying without me even allowing you to or giving you permission to, just by keeping the earth safe, you would think that, you know, at some point people will just put their, you know, thinking hats on and say, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I shouldn't do that. And you know what, maybe I should try to, you know, keep the earth safe, you know, up until the point where it's just not a neighborhood concern. Because, you know, most people who are in control of these things that we see every day, they don't really care about what happens domestically, you know. It's just another news story. Great peace, Yakoki.